G'day and welcome back to my channel. Now, I've got my Australian Research and Space Exploration t-shirt on today, just in case you didn't understand the acronym. Yes, it's perfectly okay. There's nothing to worry about there. Now, normally, every season, I do a workbench and new kits, right? And you all love those, I know. You all love to tune in and watch those and sort of, see what I'm pulling out of my stash and what gets tugged here and stroked on there and all those other sort of things, right? Now, you've asked me, can there be more of those, Harry? Well, now that I've got Patreons, more Patreons, and my YouTube members, and I've got all this extra support, thank you guys, thank you so much, I can sneak in another quickie, all right? So in between basically my summer and my autumn one, I'm going to sneak a little one in here. But it's going to be called Workbench and the Next Kits. Yeah. Because there's no real new ones. There's nothing much has happened. I mean, that's why I don't do that other one every season, every 3 months, because it gives me time to sort of get some stuff together to show you, Especially these days with the great zombie apocalypse and everything going on. Well, there's just nothing. I mean, anything I've bought, I've shown in the last couple of videos. Anyhow, enough of that. You'd like to know what I've got here on my workbench, and you'd also probably want to know what the YouTube members and the Patreons voted on as new kits for me to build this year. I wonder what they can be. You'll have to find out after this. Roll the music. Welcome back. Now, if you're really enjoying this stuff on YouTube that I put together, well, look, consider supporting me for less than the price of coffee a month, right? Yeah, it's not much, okay? Half a shekel, basically. You can get into my YouTube members or my Patreons, see my videos early and advert-free, and you'll get access to merchandise and background stuff and a whole lot of shenanigans that the rest of you, the great unwashed here, never get to see. Yeah, it's got to be worth the price of a coffee, surely. So if you're interested in that, just click on the links that are up here, if they're up here, or down in the bloody description, or at the end of this video, there'll be a big P. So stick your hand on my P. Alright, on with the video. Now I have a lot of work in progress. There's a whole cupboard full of the little buggers up there somewhere, right? You might be able to see. There's a whole ton of kits. And some of those include that Wingnut Wings kit. But no one seems to be interested. I mean, I started building it, everyone was excited, they were asking me to build it, and then interest waned, okay? So I'm only really concentrating on the kits and the builds that people are sort of interested in. I will finish my Wingnut Wings and get a video out sometime, but it's not a priority because no one out here seems to worry about it, okay? So let's look at things as a priority. Now, armour. Oh, look, you guys have asked and asked and asked and asked and asked and asked and asked. You have been requesting this one for so long. I mean, I did all the photo etch on it, right? Which I managed to break off a piece this morning, getting it out of the bloody cupboard there. I've got a little dust shield protective cupboard over there. I keep the kits that should be done. Now, really, really going to pull my digit out of my workbench, and I'm going to get a coat of paint on this because that's all it needs. I think it just needs the antenna, a coat of paint, and that's it. I mean, how hard can it be? Bloody hell. If you've been watching, it's a little poochie, right? And it's coming along really nicely. The last video I did the planking, and I think a lot of people are all planked out. I mean, yeah, there's been a lot of planking videos, and I don't blame you if you're sort of sick of that. There won't be any more for the moment. No, there's no more planking on this. It's all done. But a lot of people that did watch it really enjoyed it, so that's good. There wasn't a big number, but those that did watch it thoroughly enjoyed it, so I'm really pleased about that. But you can see I've got the little orange stripe on there because I mixed up my own colour, and I've already painted up a whole lot of parts, so that is basically coming together very quickly. There will be a video out soon showing the full assembly of that, and I hope to have the mast in it and everything, so it'll be at stage when it needs rigging, and then I'll play with it quietly over the next 6 months. It won't be a regular feature, okay? Because I said that would just be one of my Christmas New Year builds, and it got delayed a bit because these bastards wanted me to do contract work. Remember those guys from last year who basically said, they kept me waiting in December, I'm sitting on my thumbs, running out of money, bank balance is getting low, and then they said, by the way, we don't need you, come back and see us in maybe April next year. and I was left high and dry, which is the whole reason I started up YouTube members and pushed to the 5 videos a week and all the rest of it. And that was very successful, very successful. And December's figures were good. And the thing is, I haven't seen any of that money. And that's what you guys probably don't realise is all this work and all this stuff that I do, YouTube holds it. So YouTube now has all my December money. I know how much there is, but I can't touch it until after the 20th of this month, January, right? That's how long they hold it for. So I've had to beg, borrow and steal from everybody I know, saying, I have got money coming, I'm good for it. Really, I'm good for it. Yes, that's how it goes. Yes, I'm still broke, still broke. All right, now, people ask, and it was supposed to be November, then it was supposed to be December, but it will be January. This will get worked on, and there will be regular videos, probably 1 or 2 a month. Okay, it'll be just something that I do sort of regularly. I'll try and get as much as I can. It might be a bit of a spurt of 2 or 3 this month to get quite a bit done. At the moment, the decks are out. The decks were in previously, but I've glued the whole hull together because you know it's all holding together. So I've just basically got to get the reason the deck isn't in there is because I've got all the guns for that deck, and a lot of those were given to me by Mouse Muffins. Yes, he printed me some guns, so they're all going in there. Cannons, right? Cannons on trolleys. Okay, guns. So they're all going there, and then the decks can go on. That can all get sealed up, and then there's just a little bit of stuff, and the hull is completely finished. Mask will go on that again. This I hope at least in the next. Well, it'd be nice by the end of January also to have this all sealed up with the masts in, and it will be ready for rigging and all the rest of it. So that'd be nice to have my 2 big ships. Well, one's a tiny one, but you know, in reality they're big ships. So yeah, because this is a roughly about a 1/40th, 1 to 140 scale, whereas Vespucci is 1 to 350 scale. So you'd have to more than double the size of Vespucci to match. All right, and it's going to be Vespucci's bigger than this, really, in reality. Okay. But anyhow, I know the scales get very confusing. I won't talk anymore. I can see people's eyeballs rolling. As soon as you talk about maths, like, whoa, Harry, I can't add up. I can't add up. No, don't give me more than one number in my brain. Oh, brain hurts. Brain hurt. Yep, sorry, guys. Qualified mathematician, university education. Can't help it. Numbers, everything's numbers to me. It's all numbers, right? It's all numbers. Now, this has very little left to do on it. If you've been watching videos, you know that the smell boat, right? It's all done. It's all painted up. It's you know, it just needs some final details added, some rigging, some flags. There's a little bit of farting around to do. I've got to put a wash over it and that sort of thing. That's it. Okay, I'll carefully put that back because I've already managed to break a few things here on the workbench. So you will see at least one more video for that, and I'm hoping that'll be January as well. I'll just basically probably spend a weekend when I'm not having to race to put videos together and just put that together, do the last things on it, and have a bit of footage of that to show you, and then go, here it is, presentation video. What is it? Reveal. Oh, I think the reveal is such a stupid word for a video when you finally, you know, you've been building it for like months or whatever, you know, and you've been showing everything. There's nothing to reveal. The underpants have been down. You have seen every single, you know, pubical hair that there is on the thing. There's no reveal. It's like being married for 20 years. There's nothing new. You're not getting excited. Now, let me just reach over here. Oh, this one's a bit tricky. Oh, goodness me. Talk amongst yourselves. This is going to be... I've got it. We really should have some davits. These are boats. Should have davits. Now, it's in plastic. It's wrapped in plastic, right? And that's to protect it so that it doesn't get covered in dust and gunk and cockroach shit and all the rest of it. And then also, if Bass starts playing with it, I'll hear the crinkle crunkle of the plastic. But the Bounty, yes, the Bounty. I mean, it's I was doing it the other month. If you saw that video, I forgot to take the well, I didn't have an adapter for my plank bender, and that never got done. And then it's been too hot to go out the marina balcony and work on it. So as it sort of cools down, I'll get back into that. So I'll probably do a little bit every now and then, but hopefully by the middle of the year, which for me is very cold. Well, when I say cold, 25 degrees sitting outside with a cool breeze on my veranda. That's a cold winter here in Brisbane. And that's a perfect time for sitting out there on the marina balcony, and I'll reintroduce those videos again, and I'll do shorter ones with little tips and tricks on what little I know about working on wood chips. So, you know, because I've been watching a few other guys build stuff, and they make some basic mistakes. not their fault because they're things they wouldn't know, right? And I thought, shit, I know lots of these little tips and tricks and how you can avoid some problems and how parts can be put on really easy on wooden ships because it's completely different to plastic ships. So maybe I'll make a series of videos like I did the how-to, and I was going to make some more how I do sort of thing. And I will work on all that. But I could do some tips and tricks on wood chips, right? If you're interested in that, let me know down in the comments. Comment, like, comment, subscribe, right? Hit that bell notification, ding, because it's very exciting. You get a whopping great big ding in your email. Yeah. So, that's basically what we're working on for now. We'll catch up with those other kits, right, which are up in my work in progress cupboard, right? There's bloody spaceships in there and all kinds of things, and, you know, they're aeroplanes and stuff. I don't think it's about ships. No, it's mainly just spaceships, aeroplanes, and tanks and things, right? We'll catch up with those. But what you want to know now is, okay, Harry, yeah, we know about all this shit, right? We've seen you fiddling around with it. It's all bloody planking and wood and ships and everything. You know, there's one tank. What else is there? What did my YouTube members and my Patreons vote on? See? If you were a YouTube member or a Patreon, you'd get to vote too and decide what I'm going to do next. So, let's find out what they voted for. Welcome back. Now, part 2, which is what is next. Now, I've reviewed a lot of kits over the years, too many, in fact, because a lot of them just didn't get started. They were kits that I got excited about, you know, like the junkie turned up here, right, the Chinese junk. So I had to review it. I had to open it up and show you and share it with you. And there's things like the Fuso, you know, that have been a dream kit for me. That have been, you know, my unicorn kit that I didn't think I'd ever find. And I found the Fuso, you know, that great big 1/350 scale Fujimi Fuso. And so I was so excited that I had to do a video to share it with you, okay? Those kits will get built, but they're not immediate because I have such a backlog. Some of the oldest kits, I think the oldest one that I have that's a review that you've never seen the build of is the Battlestar Galactica, okay? And I did a whole lot of work on that. I've wired it up, I've put screws in it so I can take out things and put batteries in. Whole lot of work, it never got painted, but I just never got around to doing a video on that, and then I really need to do a video on painting it. And that will come up one day. But that's not in this list. Amazingly, I gave my Patrons and my YouTube members 10 or so out of the 20. The 10 oldest. I thought, let's go right back to kits that I reviewed yonks ago that I haven't sold. They're still in my stash, right? And they need building because they're the ones that everyone says, have you built it? Is it done yet? Is it done yet? Is it done yet? Is it done yet? I mean, I get pestered all the time. Okay? As soon as I reviewed that 4 kit, right? The Schnellboot. Haven't even finished this Schnellboot, and I'm getting oh great, I'm looking forward to that build. Will be done next week. Can I see it? I want to build along with you. Oh God. You know, this is the thing. I'm actually going to stop reviewing kits unless I'm going to build them pretty well straight away because it's just become such a pain with everybody asking, you know, is it done yet? Is it done yet? I'm just over it. So I hope the future will be I just review a kit and then you know, here comes the build series. They had their big list and the votes went in. Now, not everyone votes. I don't know why this is. Every time I do a poll, I might get 60 or 70%. It's about all you get out of Patreon. And we've had lots of polls over the years of what to build next. Same thing, 60, 70%. That's all right. So once we got to that and the numbers kind of settled and no one had voted for a couple of days, I went, stuff it, let's add it up. The same thing happened with YouTube members, right? There's 11 YouTube members. Sorry, there's 18 of them, 11 voted. So again, you know, you're basically just under 60%. And there's nearly 80 Patreons and about 50 voted. So, you know, those are your sort of numbers. But okay, so we have about 60 odd people who are paying members, who pay to watch me. Yes, they do, the poor bastards. And they have made their decisions. So, in decreasing order of least important to most voted, right? Well, least voted to most voted of the top 3. I'm only going to do the top 3. And these top 3 are going to be, one will be later on in the year, one will be in the middle of the year, and one I will start in February. We shall start with the one with the lowest of the 3 votes. Okay, so this will be the end of the year build. And surprisingly, it's the Meng armoured car. Yeah, Basically, it had votes in both sides, on YouTube and Patreon. Both of them had votes for it, more so on Patreon, which pushed its tally up, and it's now on my list. It will get built, okay? If you haven't seen the review for this, there'll be a link up there to a review, because this kit was reviewed when I first came to Brisbane. You know, I picked the kit up then, and I did a review on this when I was sitting in that bloody Chinese laundry. Do you remember that? You know, that was underneath the Chinese laundry, yeah. And, you know, you had washing machines going at all bloody nights and day and everything, and every time they went for a bloody piss upstairs in the toilet, it ran down a pipe pretty well next to my hobby room. So I'll be doing a video, and then you'd hear the tinkle-tinkle of urination. Yeah, it's fabulous. Fabulous place. Couldn't get out of there fast enough. Okay, so that is a great kit, and go and watch the review. We'll be building that, but don't expect that probably until my birthday. Yeah, you'll have to look that one up later on the year. Now, number 2 on the hit parade. This was the number 1 kit voted by my YouTube members. They really loved it. It was top of their list. It was second or third on the Patreons, but with combined scores, it ended up being second overall. So I don't think anybody can complain, because it was fairly high up, you know, in the Patreon, but it was number 1. It's what the YouTube members really wanted to see. Yes, it's the Stingray, which I said I was going to do anyway, right? I really had it on my list as, yes, I want to build the Stingray, okay? If you don't know what this is, you probably know Thunderbirds, right? Thunderbirds, Jerry Anderson, right? That sort of thing, okay? Puppets, well, they're marionettes, actually, okay? Before Thunderbirds, there was Stingray, and this is an undersea submarine. Where else would you put a submarine, right? This is a submarine, okay? And this submarine was very fast. It used to scoot along at some ridiculous speed. I have done a review for this. Again, have a look. I think it's this side. That side? This side? I don't know. It's up here somewhere. I think it's that side. Have a look for the review on this one, and you'll get an idea what's involved, because this needs an interior, and there's no interior in the kit. So I'm going to scratch the interior. But it's big enough that it shouldn't be that hard. And the interior being very cartoonish, because these sort of models they made, because on the show it was a model, and the models they made were pretty well made out of things that were left lying around. One of the classic hilarious things is, if you've ever watched Thunderbirds, and Thunderbird 1 comes from an underground grotto thing, right? Opens up a swimming pool and it's going to shoot up through it, right? When it comes out on its tracks and it repairs and it fires its motors, if you have a look on the wall, right, there's lots of little greebles and things, and some of them you can identify as parts out of kits that they've glued to the wall. There is an orange juicer, right? The little round thing, you know, with a little pokey thing in there. Put your orange juice on. There's an orange juicer on the wall that they've painted all up. And they say they regretted that so much because it's so obvious. And we always have a laugh when we see it, all right? So, there won't be any orange juice in this, but I will basically work out a way to scratch the interior. It really won't be that hard. It really won't. I've had a look at it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And that is to be looked forward to. So that is a middle of the year. That's a wintertime thing. So while I'm working on my Bounty on the Marina balcony, inside I'll be working on my Stingray. So yeah, basically wooden ships and submarines. What's not the like, okay? All right. Now, the number 1 voted kit. And you're all waiting for an aeroplane, aren't you? Yes, you're thinking it's going to be an aeroplane. Has to be. Harry's done something like a ship, right? Something like it's an armor, a tank. It's got to be an aeroplane. It's got to be an aeroplane. Surely there's a balance to this whole thing. Surely the whole universe, you know, settles on these sort of things and everything comes out. And he talks about mathematics. It must be. No, it fucking isn't. It's a ship. It's the sadist. Sadist. I don't know how to say it, right? It's a German, well, I say heavy cruiser, but the Germans get upset when I say that. It's what do they call it? It's not a heavy cruiser. Oh, it's a something cruiser, right? So yeah. Well, I think I called it that's it. I called it a battle cruiser, right? Because it's sort of similar to the British battle cruisers, but the Germans say no, it's a heavy cruiser, right? Or heavy ship. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's like dreadnought size. It's very long. It won't fit in my cabinet. I'll have to get a new cabinet to display the bloody thing, or move house again. God forbid. But you have voted, well, Patreon and YouTube have voted for the sadist, okay? And again, review up here. You can see the full review on that. Becca tried to steal it once. Yeah, there was a video I had ages ago where Becca snuck into my hobby room when he was house mining for me, and he actually put it to air on his YouTube channel. I mean, not a clever idea if you're thieving, mate, to actually, one, shoot it, and then two, put that on YouTube or wherever you put it so everybody knew. Actually, maybe he just put it in Messenger or something to me. Of course, I put it on YouTube straight away. Like, look at this! Thief! Somebody call the cops! So what I did was to stop Becca from stealing this kit is I actually glued the hull halves together and put in all the bracing. So that's all done, right, in there, I believe. We'll look at that when we do it. There's too much packing involved. There's all cobwebs in there. I'm going to have to dust that out and get rid of all the spiders. Yeah, but I glued, I'll probably have a photo here somewhere. I glued the basically the bracing, the bulkheads and everything in together, so that I said, there you go, Becca, no point stealing it now, I've already started it. Okay, so there we go. There's a Meng armoured car. That's a great kit. That'll be around October in the year. Middle of the year, maybe June-ish or something, I don't know. There'll be the Stingray. And then straight away in February, we get into this. Now, there is a fly in the ointment, okay? Having said all that, having had this perfect plan, everything's organised, these are all the things that are going to happen, right? There's a group build on my Fokker the Rivet Counter page, the group, on Facebook, right? And that starts in April. And even the guys in the group don't know this, so look, shh, don't tell them. Okay, because the current group is Fokker my Snowman. Okay, so everything's about stuff in the snow. So it's, tanks with winter camo and that sort of thing, and ships in the ice and all the rest of it. They're doing a snowman build, and I'm going to build. Well, I had intended to build a little Aerosani. I'd like to sneak it in somewhere, but I don't think I've got any room. We'll see if I can. I'll sneak my Aerosani. But I had promised, because there's a couple of people entering in the April group build, which is, no, don't tell them. It's called. It's a floater. 3. It's the 3rd time we've done it. It's a floater, okay? So in that, and you can join along if you like. You can build at home. It doesn't have to be ships, right? It could be a seaplane, right? It could be an amphibious tank or armour, all right? It could be a spaceship that lands in water, like the one out of bloody Cowboy Bebop, right? That spaceship lands in water. It could be, Thunderbirds. It could be all kinds of bloody things, and stingrays, and anything that is able to float. Even submarines, because they sink. Like, they used to always say, can I do a submarine? It sinks. Yes, you can do submarine. So that'll be April. So April Fool's Day, I'll do a video on that. Actually do. I'm shaking everything here. And yes, that will be what's happening there. Now, the reason the fly in the ointment, get to it, Harry. Remember that e-boat? Yes. Remember that Airfix e-boat? I said I really wanted to build it. Well, that is getting built from basically 1st of April this year. That will be a 3-month build there. And David Eves is building his, and a number of other people are building those. And one of the Patreons went, I'd like to build mine. You can build yours. If you want to build along with me, we'll be building that, pretty well every week. There'll be a video out on the Airfix e-boat, which is an early S7 Snellboat, right? So that'll run for 3 months. So a video a week for 3 months. There'll be about 10 to 12 videos, and we will get it all the way through, done, finished. Because I have reviewed that kit, and now I build that kit. That's kind of how it works, sort of, nearly. All right, so there's a fair bit of stuff that I've got to squeeze out this year. So, the stuff I've got to finish in January, February, get into the Seydlitz, try and get it basically finished by the end of March. It's a 2-month job. And I'll just basically have to devote myself to it and it alone, and do the other stuff on the weekends when I've got time to do what I want to do. And then Stingray, then E-boat, then Stingray, and then finally at the end of the year we'll do the Meng, okay? Because not everybody wants to see armour on my channel because they know I'm an old planker. Yes. And on that note, I think I better say goodbye. So it's goodbye from Australia, and it's hooroo from Harry Houdini.